right, can we discuss what happened last night?
What put chickens away? Got chickens put away.
No.
What?
I look out the window, and you're like flying all over the place trying to get the chickens in the coop.
Not my fault,
And
son.
then you had a T-post.
Shooing them in.
And then I see him and he's trying to chuck one in at a time because they wouldn't go.
Not my fault you have defective chickens that when the sun's going down, they want to go outside instead of going inside.
And there's a movie called Friendly Persuasion with Gary Cooper. And it's during the Civil War. And they have this goose. It's like a guard goose for the farm. And some soldiers come by and they go to kill the goose to eat it. And the wife comes out with a broom chasing them and whacking them with the broom. And that's about the only thing I could think of when I looked out the window. And there you were chucking chickens in the coop.
I haven't seen that movie, but...
And then, what was the final result?
One of them flicked something in my eye.
He got chicken poop in his eye. So he says.
Wasn't a very happy chicken.
I think he's blushing. Okay, so why I made him sit down is because...
Yeah, she was already dragging an attitude with me, so I was like, well, I better just sit down and try to keep her happy.
You know I can edit that out.
Okay.
Anyway, I wanted to discuss really quickly how we were almost prepared, I guess Tom wants up here, for a stay in place. Like, our state wanted us to stay in place. Colton is in an essential workforce. Tom wants to say hi. My business was not essential, but how does our life help or hinder that stay in place? Any thoughts?
No, just I got to go to work still and be off at work a couple days out of the week, so we're trying to do shifts there at work and everything, so I'm at home a little bit more often to kind of help out and kind of get my own stuff done for the most part, but unless somebody else needs a hand, so.
You got your garage organized.
Still, it's an organized mess right now, so I got to
okay.
do the final touches on it.
Yeah. But one thing that I was grateful for is a few months ago I started buying the bulk of our groceries about once a month. So any staples we would need for that month's like contact solution, toothpaste, pasta, rice to get us through the month. I tried to do that earlier anyway. And then we're really blessed because your parents butchered cattle this summer. So we had a freezer full of meat. But what else has kind of like made this stay in place a little easier maybe?
Well, I don't know, just as long as we got enough toilet paper, make it through, we're good, so.
Don't worry, we still have 2 rolls left.
Oh.
From the last package.
Okay, that's good.
The garden has helped a little bit, even though nothing's producing yet.
Well, we get through this summer and everything and see what the garden can produce. Hopefully we'll have a better year this year versus last year on the garden. Just with that wet spring kind of made complications of letting things grow right and properly, and then probably trying to get it in there at the right time.
Do you think this year's going to be an earlier spring than normal or average?
I got a bad feeling it might be about like last spring.
With it being so wet?
Yeah.
Did
But
we-
we'll find out, so.
Did we ever dry out over the winter?
Not really.
Oh.
At least I don't think so anyways.
Tom?
Let's go, yep, edit that. Right there, look at my butt. Yep, right there.
You know, the dog stands on the windowsill looking out at her squirrels and she starts wagging her tail, and pretty soon you start hearing this. And here she comes. So we're pretty much good for stocked up on food and staples, and we live in the country, so we don't really have to like be out walking the dog with people around or.
Yeah, we're pretty secluded here, so we can kind of go outside, do our own thing, and get our own stuff done. Not really getting too involved with social life. So.
Yeah. And some of the first things to fly off the shelves were meat, which we had in the freezer, bread, which we don't eat a ton of, and eggs, which we have a somewhat limited supply now because everybody needed eggs. That's not wet. And no wet.
Just leave his tail alone, poor guy.
And, well, I don't like his butt in my face.
See what I got to deal with? Mm-hmm.
And now we increased our flock for more eggs, which you think are going to be laying in a few days?
It's a week or so, hopefully.
But, anyway, thank you for taking 2 minutes.
I think that was 3 minutes, but you're welcome, honey.
Thank you. Alright, this one wants to go outside. That one, I'm getting away from its butt.
He just wants to cuddle and be scratched, petted, and loved.
And not eaten by the dog. She likes to eat the cat. She's been chasing the chickens. But last night was really funny. Like, really funny.
Yeah, this time you can put the chickens away.
I will, and it won't be nearly as complicated as what you do. Here I am looking out the window going, what on earth is he doing? He's chucking chickens in the
They don't want to go inside. Sun's going down. Most chickens want to go inside when the sun's going down.
And here's Reagan going,
She was trying to help me. At least somebody was.
I don't think that was helping. Okay.
So something I forgot to mention with the video with Colton was that entertainment factor. You know, you have your staples, you have you may or may not have your income. There is the Coronavirus Act, so hopefully that's able to help you guys. I don't know the particulars of how work payment is going, but you have your staples for food and supplies. I know a lot of people are trying to find things to do with their kids. We have it pretty lucky in the fact that we can always find something to do. We might, take a day off or something, but there's a garden that we can be working on, equipment, different projects that we never have the time to do. So now is the time that we can do them as long as we get our act together. Melby is finally learning how this works at our house. At home with mom and dad, she's not allowed on the furniture, but here she's starting to find her spot. I think Lorraine from Sow the Land said it best. It's okay to prepare. Like, I'm not a very prepared person sometimes, but with everything going on, it's okay to prepare. It's not okay to hoard and instigate fear. And I think that's the bottom line. There have been some days where I've been, pretty scared about what's going on because it's unusual. It's not typical. And there are so many unknowns and speculations. But for the most part, we all kind of need to prepare in some way, shape, or form for anything. I mean, not necessarily a lockdown, but we need to prepare ourselves mentally, maybe, to cope with it. It doesn't mean you have to go to the store and buy out toilet paper. That's not really the point. The point is that we can be smarter consumers. We can be smarter people. One thing that I'm concerned about is even though that there's supposed to be some sort of stimulus going into our economy, nobody really knows a lot about it. And my guess is that we won't until it's passed through the House, the Senate, and the President. But before this, I kind of did some Dave Ramsey stuff, and it got me jump-started to at least start saving. And the concern with the stimulus is that Americans are not prepared to survive without income. There is some income from unemployment and the Coronavirus Act, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to help everybody cover their mortgage, their vehicle loan, any other outstanding loans that they need to pay. General groceries. Not everybody is a smart grocery shopper. They go and they buy all this stuff and they may not even know how to use it. If you buy certain bulk items, you can use them in many ways and they'll last you a long time. But the Dave Ramsey thing did get me jump started for us to start saving some things. And we did have a chunk of savings before this started. Not a lot, but at least it would get us through a couple months if we were without jobs. And we don't know what's going to happen, but in the grand scheme of things, I have to keep reminding myself that in a lot of ways, we are prepared for this. We just need to take an objective look instead of looking at all the crazy stuff going on and realize we have food, we have water, we have heat, we have a house, and we have dogs and chickens. So we might not have been as prepared as some other people, like the off-grid people or the homestead community I'm slowly becoming a part of. But we were pretty prepared. I mean, we're pretty lucky more than prepared. And so I think we need to count our blessings for that. So while not all of you are prepared, I hope that you at least have been able to find some sense of comfort or stability even in these uncertain times. And who knows, maybe I've helped a little bit. Probably not, but you never know. If nothing else, the chicken story is pretty good. But thank you for watching. If you would consider it, please subscribe. There should be a subscription little box thingy down below. Liking a video also helps, or if you don't like it, it's totally your opinion. I don't care. Well, I do care, but if you could consider subscribing to the channel, that would be awesome. Thank you. You can also subscribe to our monthly-ish newsletter, blog post. Check us out on JCTRusticHomestead.com. Got a lot going on since we're staying at home. And again, if you're a local farmer in Bureau County, Illinois area, let me know. I'd be interested in interviewing you. And I got to thinking, people are probably like, you're supposed to be social distancing. Well, yeah, we can social distance, especially if it's outdoors, and practice some good biosecurity, social distancing things. But I would also like to promote our local farmers. So if you are one of those, consider getting in contact with me, or if you know of someone, send them my way. So until tomorrow, we'll see what that brings. Adios.